Well, baseball is more than a hobby in the Shenandoah Valley. It's a tradition. For years, the Valley League has been a training ground for college players.
But even before that, local players went to bat for their communities in the Rockingham County Baseball League. TV3's Brad Ramsey has a trace of the league's history and joins us now with more. So Brad, what makes this league so unique?
Well, it's a lot of things, but first of all, the teams in the Rockingham County League have no affiliation with schools or any other league. Players are not required to be a certain age, young or old. Teams are associated only with the community in which they play. The first of our two-part series examines the early years. On June 28, 1924, the Rockingham County Baseball League was born. Though the league would become a passion for many, it started as the brainchild of two.
The league started with Polly Linerweaver out of the Daily News Record and C.C. Michael. They are the original people that put this league together.
The league started with 8 teams. Broadway won the league pennant that year, but would win just one more in 1931. In the beginning, rosters were small and the teams had to create a place to play.
So they just got a pasture field, fixed it up into a ball field, and they had fun.
Even in the 50s and 60s, County League fields were full-time pastures and part-time parks.
We'd go as kids, we'd go up to the ballpark and they'd stop the ball games. I can remember stopping the ball game in the middle of the innings or whatever, and the guys would go out and chase the cattle back off the field so they could resume the ball game and play.
We had to have our shovels ready and clean up around that whole area to get those cow dung pies off the field.
The only perfect season in league history belongs to Dayton. They were 20-0 in 1929. There was almost a perfect game in 1958. Gene Clatterbuck, still active today with the Linville Patriots, was pitching against Linville in the league championship series. His Bridgewater Reds had a 1-0 lead, and he had not allowed a base runner through 7 2/3.
Had a pop up to the second baseman, and he's popping his mitt like he's going to catch it the right way. But when the ball come down, he tried to make one of those Willie Mays catches, and the ball bounced all out on the ground. Well, I had a little temper, and I pounced around on the mound, got mad, kicked a lot of dirt.
One of the most influential persons in County League history began to make his mark in the early 50s. A charter member of the Clover Hill Ruritan Club, Buck Bowman, had an idea for the club's first project, a place to play baseball at night. Some would claim Bowman was a magician. The club held a meeting on May 1st, 1954 to gauge interest in a ballpark with lights. 2 months later to the day, Clover Hill Park opened and Clover Hill defeated Towers 5-4 in front of 700 fans. Clover Hill's Bucks, as they are now known, won their first series title the following year. Clover Hill Park was renamed Buck Bowman Park when he passed away in 1980. Now in part 2, tomorrow night, we'll take a look at some famous County League alums and give you an idea of where this league is headed. I'd like to quickly say hello to Bill Martz, a former Linville coach and league president. He hasn't been feeling well for quite some time. We certainly wish him the best. It's people like him that made this league what it is today.
I know, it was a nice look back at history. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Rockingham County Baseball League may come from humble beginnings, but it's produced some true champions.
TV3's Brad Ramsey has been taking a look back at the history of the league. Tonight he brings us up to date and looks toward the future. Brad?
Last night we took a look at the early years. Of course, tonight we focus on the more recent history. We begin with some familiar faces who spent their early days playing in the County League and have gone on to everything from politics to the big leagues. Rockingham County Supervisor Pablo Cuevas played for Linville and Twin County. Harrisonburg City Council member Hugh Lance also played for Linville. A long list of County League alums went on to play professional sports. Dale Curry has played on 4 NBA teams. RA League grad Larry Sheets played for the Detroit Tigers after 6 years in Baltimore. There were others who made it to the big leagues, including the current Spotswood High School baseball coach.
Wayne Comer played with Detroit Tigers, including getting in a World Series appearance. Alan Nicely, he broke in with the Houston Astros and then went on and played with the Phillies in Cincinnati.
Outstanding players are just part of the story. Ozzie Armentrout spent 14 years as an umpire in the league, but first got involved by chasing foul balls for Kieseltown in 1936. He is still a league supporter today. Believe it or not, the County League has not always been filled with teams from Rockingham County. Fishersville is the only Augusta County team remaining, but there were others. Hairston entered the league in 1964 and quickly found success. They won the postseason playoff series in 1965, 67, and 70.
And one which Mr. Clatterbuck knows real well was a forfeit that went from Linville to the Harrison team.
In the early 90s, the league made the change to aluminum bats, but just 3 years ago, wooden bats returned to the lineup.
We got away from it, and Richard knows more about it in this respect. is the danger to the pitcher.
Aluminum bats are much more expensive, but wooden bats break, so the change has not saved teams any money. Even though County League players are not paid, the teams need money to survive.
Well, I think as long as they can keep financial support, it'll be around here for a long time, but it's going to take money to keep it going.
I think it's Americana baseball. If you like baseball, come to a County League baseball game. It's everything that you'd want in baseball. Good fans, the players play hard, and when the game's over, they shake hands.
The County League is currently made up of teams in Bridgewater, Briary Branch, Clover Hill, Elkton, Fishersville, and Linville. And the best way to learn more about this league, go to a game. Almost everybody there has a story. Bob and Michelle, I'm very sad to report tonight that a longtime player, manager, and president of the Rockingham County League, Bill Martz, passed away this morning. Pictured here in his days as league president on the right, Bill Martz was one of the most influential people in league history. He was a part of more than one team and more than one championship. Martz was 64 years old, and of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
All righty. Thank you very much, Brad.
And now I think